Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to look at a new artist for the channel, Linn Holmes. This is a bluesy singer based in Los Angeles that has just released a single of the classic Almonds track, Whipping Post. It's 3.5 minutes long. It involves a guitarist named Eric Gales, who has some notoriety, has been around for over 30 years. And matter of fact, Guitar World called him the best new talent for 1991. He works with Joe Bonamassa from time to time, and he's got a long list of credits and admirers within the music business. So he's a really strong player. Now, Linn, this is actually her very first single for Cleopatra Records, and we're wishing her the best. I'm actually planning to talk to her in an interview coming up soon. So this is a song that she regards as one of her favorites ever since she was a kid. Why don't we just go ahead and listen to the song first, and then we'll give our impressions, and we'll talk a little bit more about Cleopatra and about Linn herself. Adrian, you know this song clearly.
Yeah, the studio version, the live version on Fillmore East. Frank Zappa did a version of it, although it's kind of different. It got more of a reggae beat during the guitar solo.
Yeah, Frank would do that. So, yeah, it's one of those tracks that gets around, and there are a lot of bands that perform it regularly, but I'm definitely interested in hearing her version. And yeah, she's a huge fan of the Fillmore East version. Okay, but she's doing this really short version. So let's see what she's done with it. And like I say, we'll discuss afterwards. All right.
Alrighty.
All right, let's check it out.
I've been run down, I've been lied to, and I don't know why I let that mean woman make me a fool. She took all my money, wrecked my new car. Now she's with one of my good time buddies. They drink in his crosstown bar. Sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying. My friends tell me that I've been such a fool, but I had to stand by and take it, baby. Oh, for loving you. Drown myself in sorrow, so look at what you've done. But nothing seems to change. The bad times stay the same. Sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying. like I'm dying.
thoughts on that, but why don't you start, Adrian?
Cool version of a colossal classic. She sings her own style and it's very good. And also, it's hard not to notice the other musicians, especially Eric Gales. But, there's just a great band supporting her.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. She's got a great voice. Eric is amazing. I noticed that he picked up a number of the original guitar cues that we heard from the Almonds within the Fillmore East version. One of the very first Almonds records I ever purchased, brand new. I think it was $6.99. This has Whipping Post on, as the last track on side 2. What she was really basing that version on was the one on Fillmore East, which takes up all of side 4 and is 22 minutes long and goes through a number of movements that take you through a vast array of emotions. And I heard a lot of the mile markers that you hear in that version within that 3.5 minutes. Eric carried out some amazing licks there. I like that the instrumentation on the song is actually very similar to the Almonds themselves. And so is the performance. There's one drummer. Other than that, a lot of it was very similar. Also, there was a Fender Rhodes. I don't think that there's a Hammond organ in this, as a matter of fact. I think they used the Fender Rhodes instead of the Hammond, which is fine. That's a creative choice.
Yeah, I missed that, the Hammond.
Yeah, well, that's that is the trade. It's the trademark sound of the Allman Brothers. It could be it was a choice that was made just so that it wouldn't be, a direct replica or anything. Not that it is. The arrangement is thoughtful. That they took pieces that they knew from having heard the song many times. And, yeah, did a great job on it.
Yeah, great condensation. 22-minute classic into 3.5 minutes, something like that. A
real nice, powerful version. There's a lot of grit in this one. You can hear a lot of fuzz and distortion. Well carried out. It sounds good in the ears. And it's just a powerful sound. So I liked that. Yeah, so very good. So congrats, Lynn, on this release, and we hope that it does real well for you.
I think the Allman Brothers would be impressed.
Yeah, they probably would be. Yeah. We can only speculate at this point. Mm-hmm. Only J-Mo is still around, unfortunately, from the original band. He's the only one left. Fantastic band in their heyday.
It fits the southern rock genre pretty well with the video set in the desert for added effect.
Yeah, that kind of looked like Joshua Tree Park or whatever. I don't know what they call it, but it's in Southern California. Yeah, Joshua Tree National Park. I recognized it from the trees. You remember the U2 cover?
Joshua Tree.
That's where I think they were. So it might have been really hot there, as a matter of fact, because it can get roasty toasty.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
desert.
Yeah. So Lynn also works with a vintage rock group called Harry Cats and the Pistachios. Let me see. She's actually going to show up on a tribute album for Hall & Oates. Somebody's going to recreate the War Babies album, and she's going to be on that. Folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this performance and this artist? And I have to assume that you know the song already. We've played, as a matter of fact, we have a version by the Almonds up here, the original Allman Brothers on video playing it. So I'll put that on the cards as well. But yeah, give your thoughts. Let me know if you've run across her out there in Los Angeles. I think she's doing most of her gigs out there. And anything else you want to include? If you have other suggestions for us, leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Don't forget we have a second channel, Modern Rock Talk, where we put interviews and interview reviews and reactions. And I'm planning to put an interview of Lynn up there. Look for that. And in the meantime, thanks so much for joining us here today. And I'll catch you in the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.